All right, welcome back. Today we are diving headfirst into a really fascinating topic, the digital arms race. This constant high-stakes game of cat and mouse between internet censors and the brilliant developers who build tools to get around them. It's just wild.
So let me ask you this. Have you ever wondered why some VPNs get blocked almost instantly in certain places while others just work? Like, no problem at all? It's a great question, and that is the exact puzzle we are going to unpack today.
Okay, so to get to the bottom of this, we first have to understand what we're up against. What's in the censor's playbook these days? Because let me tell you, it is way, way more sophisticated than just blocking a simple list of websites.
So their first big gun is something called Deep Packet Inspection, or DPI. The best way to think about it is like a super advanced customs agent for the internet. It doesn't just glance at the to and from address on your data packets, no. It can actually look inside the packet, in a way, to figure out what kind of traffic it is. It's looking for the unique shape or fingerprint of a standard VPN, even when it's all encrypted.
And then there's the next level up, active probing. Now this is a lot more, shall we say, aggressive. Instead of just sitting back and watching the traffic go by, the censor system will literally go out and knock on a server's digital door. It'll send a little test message basically asking, hey, you a proxy? And if that server gives back any kind of weird or suspicious answer, boom, it's flagged and it's blocked.
And this right here is the fundamental problem for older tools. They just stick out like a sore thumb. Their traffic has this really obvious fingerprint that screams, I'm a VPN. It looks totally different from your regular, everyday web browsing. And that makes it a super easy target for both DPI and that active probing we just talked about.
So what's the counter move? How did the developers fight back against this? Well, their first big play was all about the art of camouflage, hiding in plain sight.
And the idea at first was pretty simple, but clever, right? If your traffic is getting spotted because it looks weird, then make it look normal. Early protocols, things like ShadowSocks and VLS, they were designed to wrap up their data packets in a disguise, trying their best to look like the most common thing on the internet, totally normal, secure HTTPS traffic.
But there was a catch. This first attempt wasn't perfect. It actually created a new, kind of weird-looking signature of its own, something called TLS and TLS. Think about it this way. It was like encrypting traffic that was already encrypted. The best analogy I've heard is that it's like wearing two trench coats on a sunny day. Yeah, you're hiding something, but you just look suspicious. And sure enough, the really advanced sensors figured out how to spot that exact pattern.
And that flaw, that two trench coats problem, is what pushed developers to the next level. It led to a genuine breakthrough, what you might call the ultimate masquerade, a protocol called XTLS Reality. And this thing was designed from the ground up to be almost impossible to detect.
Okay, so this is where it gets really, really clever. Just follow me here. The sensor does its thing. It sends an active probe to your server. But your server is smart. It sees this probe and recognizes it as an unknown visitor. And instead of trying to make up a fake answer, it does something brilliant. It just seamlessly forwards that probe to a real, massive website, like, say, Microsoft.com. So what does the sensor get back? A 100% genuine, authentic security certificate from Microsoft. The sensor just thinks, oh, okay, that's just Microsoft, and moves on. Your server? It stays completely invisible.
So you see the difference? It's not just pretending to be Microsoft, it's actually using Microsoft as a perfect alibi. The security guard knocks on the door, and instead of a bad disguise, the server basically shows them a live video feed of Microsoft's actual CEO. The probe gets real data from a real source. There is literally nothing suspicious to see.
But what if, what if, despite this incredible disguise, a sensor just gets lucky and blocks your server's IP anyway? Or maybe they block it for a totally different reason. Is it game over? Nope. The developers already thought of that. There is a plan B.
And that solution is to add another powerful layer of defense, using a piece of technology that pretty much the entire modern internet relies on, a content delivery network, or CDN. Here's why a CDN is such a game changer for this. It acts like a giant shield. Your server's true IP address gets hidden behind this huge global web of servers owned by companies like Cloudflare. Now, think about it from the sensor's perspective. Can they block Cloudflare? No way. If they did, they'd break a massive chunk of their own country's internet. It's too essential. So it becomes the perfect hiding spot, the ultimate backup plan. So all of this, it really brings us to the bigger picture here. This isn't a problem that you solve once and for all.
It's a constant back and forth, a never-ending conflict. It is, in the truest sense of the word, a digital arms race.
And I think this quote really gets to the heart of it, to the human element in this whole thing. For a lot of the folks building these tools, the end goal isn't just about creating super complex technology. It's about making it work for everyone, not just for the tech wizards, but for the regular person, the dentist, who just needs a simple manual to make it all work.
And that really is the key takeaway here, this constant cycle of innovation. For every new digital wall a sensor builds, you can bet there's a team of developers somewhere finding a clever new way to go over it, under it, or straight through it. It's a game that likely will never have a final winner, which really leaves us with a big question to think about.